So how do you go around scouting for people? Did you like sit at LAN shops and just wait for people to come in and audition them? How that work?
Yeah, that's a question I get asked a lot, and I think it makes sense. I mean, it's not a question I need to ask myself a lot, but people always wonder, how do you find talent? And I think it's a valid question, 100%. I think it starts with like when you're in the industry. When I was a player myself, our co-founders were all players as well. So it's about, that's the prerequisite, I would say. Like being a good player, you don't even have to be a good player to be honest, but like having that understanding of the game, because that already lends you the eye, what the know-how, what are you looking for, what makes a good player, right? And I think you can't do that if you don't even have any knowledge of the game.
That is true.
That's a start. Second to that, I think it's like the time, just by virtue of being, my time in CS:GO to Asia as a journalist, I was traveling around Asia Pacific, even to Europe in some cases, attending tournaments. I was meeting players. I mean, I was the one interviewing them. So I started to get a really good sense of like players, their personalities, because, in any industry, right? Sports, esports, skill is one thing, but you need to have a good head on your shoulders. You need to have a certain level of professionalism behind you. You need to have, it's not so, those are soft skills that are harder to identify. You're
finding a fit.
Yeah.
So who was the first player that you found?
Okay. So when we started, it was in Counter-Strike, right?
Right.
It started with our coach, Alex.
Okay.
But at that time, he was a player. But because he was a little bit more senior, he's a bit older. Today, Alex is, I think, 32. So at that time, he was just reaching 30.
That's a weird thing. In esports, 32 is considered old.
100%. Yeah.
It's like, all of a sudden,
28 is considered old.
Yeah, your fine motor skills are starting to go. I'm sorry. We got to make room for the younger ones, right?
So Alex was the first. And he sort of brought together, because we had this idea, okay, we want to start a team. And then it was like Counter-Strike. Okay, so who can we get? And Alex is someone I know, I've known for a while. And he actually approached me just as a friend. He had no idea that we had these plans. And he's like, Nick, do you know anyone? Like, we're looking for a team. And then I thought to myself, I'll be honest, and if Alex is hearing it, maybe objectively at that time, that group of guys with Alex maybe wasn't the best team we could have got. But the circumstances, everything given, they were the best. Right? In terms of they were free, they were looking for someone. We needed a good group of players. And I had experience working with them from the journalistic side, and I knew them. So it was like, okay, let's see if this can work. And luckily it did. And so that was kind of, I would say, easy, because we kind of had this group of guys. And Alex really brought that knowledge and know-how of like who these players are, what they could bring to the table. So we kind of started like that.